Hello everybody. Today I'd like to bring to you some PRADA. Now this is the line of Les Infusions de PRADA, and these are some of my favorites. I have here 3 of my bottles from my personal collection, and I have 2 testers. 2 samples, I should say. So I have PRADA, and this one is Fleur d'Oranger, and this has Tunisian neroli. It has orange blossom. It has Tunisian orange blossom, tuberose, and jasmine sambac. Now the next one I have, this is the most popular out of the line, I would say, and this is the Iris. Let me see if this one has the notes on it. It should. Yes, it has Iris, Italian mandarin, Tunisian neroli, cedar, and benzoin. This is pretty popular with a lot of people. And the next one we have is the Oillet. I don't know how to pronounce that correctly, but it's the carnation one. So of course this has sandalwood, this has carnation, styrax, patchouli, and mandarin orange. The next one I have here is the Vetiver. And the Vetiver has, of course, Haitian vetiver, ginger, Tunisian neroli, bergamot or Italian bergamot, and rose. And the last one I have here is amande. So this has, of course, almonds, heliotrope, tonka, and musk. So I guess we can start from this side and go on down. So this is, it doesn't smell like a creamsicle. If you took the cream out of the creamsicle and infused it with powder instead, this is what you would have. This is a very beautiful fragrance. And I'm not really big on citrus, but this is absolutely beautiful. I mean, the orange blossom is just breathtaking in this. And it's not overly powdery. You can really get the orange blossom, and I definitely get the neroli in the top notes and the jasmine. But I can almost smell a little bit of there's definitely that powder in there. There's more than, of course, just these notes that are on the side of the bottle. And throughout this line you're going to get the same DNA, but each different offering has a different note, that a different composition that makes it really unique, and they're all just beautiful. So this is more like an orange blossom with powder and neroli, and it's really bright. It's invigorating. It's not overly citrusy, so if you don't like citrus scents but you love powder scents, this is really beautiful. It really is. And a lot of people, you know, overlook this one, but this is really a great one. The next one I have here is, this is the Iris. This is the most popular one. So let us, because I've forgotten how this smells. I haven't smelled it in quite some time. But let's see. Let's spray it on the inside. Okay, yeah. This again has the common DNA of the Infusion line. And then there's an Iris that balances it out. Now this doesn't smell like your typical violet and iris powder scent like Balenciaga Paris or Creed Love and Black or Guerlain Insolence. It doesn't have that type of feeling. because what's in here? The mandarin orange gives it a different smell, and the neroli. So the orange and the neroli take this into another realm. So it's not your typical violet iris powder scent. It smells very different. It has that same PRADA Infusion DNA common thread. It's not my favorite, I can tell you. Otherwise, I'd probably have a bottle already. But this is very popular, and when I smell this, I immediately recognize the smell. I've smelled this on a lot of ladies around. I've never smelled that on a guy, but I've smelled this iris one on quite a few people. Now the next one is the Oilette. I probably should have looked this up, how to pronounce this, before I made this video, but you know me, eh? Oilette. So we're just gonna pretend it's pronounced Oilette, and that's what we're gonna ride with that for the rest of the video. Let's try this one. Did I spray something on my hand already? No. Okay. Yeah, this is good. This is good. This has that carnation, and you know, I never really thought that I liked carnation. I never really paid it much attention. I've always, you know, grown up smelling carnation flowers. You know, my grandmother always purchased them and put them in the house and gave them away to her friends. So I've grown up smelling carnations a lot, and they've always smelled nice to me, but I never knew how much I really liked them in fragrances until I began to look at my collection, and I noticed that quite a few of them have carnation listed as you know, in the main notes. So I'm like, well, I guess I do like carnation. So this, I'm getting a carnation, and I'm definitely getting some anise. Now it's not listed here, but I definitely can smell that anise. Styrax, I'm not too sure how Styrax smells. The patchouli, a little bit. I get a little bit of the patchouli mixed in with the powderiness, and this one is quite sophisticated smelling, and this one I feel has a little bit better performance than the orange and the iris. This one lasts a decent amount of time. None of these are powerhouses. These are designed to be very light. They're an infusion, so they're more like a refresher. They're eau de parfum concentration. They're all EDPs, but the performance on them is not beast mode. The projection, they project moderately, you know, the first hour after you spray them, but they're not totally dismal. The performance isn't totally dismal. If you spray it on you and you put a few extra sprays on you, you'll be able to smell it a few hours later. I'm not going to say 6 hours, maybe 4 hours. So let's go to the next one, and this is the Vetiver. I like this one a lot. Let me refresh myself on how it smells, because I haven't smelled this one either in a long time. And I like Vetiver scents. I do. Not all of them, but I do like quite a few Vetiver scents. So this one is more leaning towards unisex. Out of all of these, I think that the Vetiver is probably the most unisex. I do smell the Vetiver, the Haitian Vetiver. This is not in my top favorite Vetiver scents. I do smell the ginger. That ginger smells really nice. It smells like if you have, you know, a piece of ginger and you peel it and you put it in the presser and you get that essence that wafts up as you press it. That's the kind of ginger I'm getting from this, which is very pleasant. It smells very natural, and it's beautifully paired with the neroli and with that powder. It's beautiful. But the Vetiver kind of interrupts it a little bit for me. It interrupts the experience for me a little bit. I think maybe if They had infusion with just ginger and neroli. That would be a beautiful, beautiful fragrance. This particular vetiver, this particular Haitian vetiver, and the way that it's done and the way that it's paired with the neroli and the ginger and the infusion DNA, the powderiness, it smells great. But it's, you know, if I were to go out and buy another PRADA infusion, that wouldn't be the next one that I purchased. So let's go to the last one. This is the latest one that I've acquired. It's on FragranceNet, so you can get it for a good deal right now. This one, when I first got a decan of this when I went and purchased the Carnation one, and at first I wasn't sure if I liked it. At the time, I liked it more than the other ones, and I was deciding between getting a decan of these two, and I opted for this one because I was like, I love almonds. But when I first got it, I didn't really appreciate the almond in this because it's not a sweet almond. It's a bitter almond paired with the heliotrope and with the powderiness. And what else? I smell heliotrope. Yes, the tonka. How can I forget tonka? So the tonka gives it the sweetness. The tonka in here is a little bit sweet, but it's not a sugary sweet type of scent. It's almost like a nice powdery bitter almond with like a little touch of sweet tonka. It's gorgeous, and I'm glad that I gave it another try and really got to know it a little bit better, because my first impression of it was okay, but it's really gorgeous. And this is perfect to wear with a white t-shirt and jeans on a day when you're just relaxing and, you know, no fuss, no muss. Now there are two more that I don't have here in the women's collection, and that is the Mimosa and the Rose. I believe the Rose was released previously, like the orange was released previously. This is the latest release. I'm not sure when this came out, either 2014 or 15, I believe. So they just re-released the Rose, and I've smelled it, and it's like a powdery rose, something a ballerina would wear twirling around. It's very, very feminine, very pretty. What you would imagine like a rose, a powdery rose would smell like, along with this infusion, like this DNA with the PRADA Les Infusion line. So that's very nice. But I really enjoyed the Mimosa. The Mimosa was very nice. It was bright. It was invigorating. It wasn't sharp at all, but the Mimosa, it just danced around and it blended beautifully with the base of this line. I mean, it's a wonderful addition to the line. If I was to buy another PRADA infusion, the Mimosa would be the one that I would get next. Now, so I guess I'll rate them from my favorite to least favorite. Let's see. My least favorite, oh boy. I'm going to have to say my least favorite is going to have to be the Iris, and that's only because it's very common and it didn't wow me. I have Iris scents that I like much more than this. I have a lot of powdery, I love powdery Iris scents, and I've smelled ones that appeal to me more. So this is not a bad scent at all. It's well loved for a good reason. But for me, for this type of scent in this specific category, this one is not my favorite. So I'm going to put this in, what do we have here, 7th place. Now my next least favorite would be the Vetiver, only because I like Vetiver and I love the ginger and the neroli in this, but I don't really appreciate the way that they're blended together. So I would say that this would be in 6th place. If they came out with a ginger and neroli infusion, that would be fantastic. I'd be all over it. But this right here, I love it. I do like it. No, I'm not going to say I love it. That's not true. I like it. And if I had to buy another infusion, like if this was in my collection, I wouldn't be terribly, like, I wouldn't mind. It wouldn't be something that I'm like, oh, I've got to get rid of this right away. It's nice. They're all nice. The whole line is very nice. But I'm just giving you from my most favorite to my least favorite. Next, oh boy, let's see. The next one I would probably say the rose, because I have other rose fragrances that I really, really love, and rose and powder, it's nice, it's pretty, but there are other rose scents that I really love. There are combinations with rose that I prefer, and you know, I'll be bringing some of those to you in the future. So that would be 5th place, would be the rose infusion. 4th place, I'm going to have to say, wow. 4th place is going to have to be the mimosa. Although I love it, it's just as good as these right here. It's very good, but I think that these are very, very good, and I really like them a lot. So I'm going to have to put mimosa in 4th place. Now 3rd place is going to be Fleur d'Orange. This is a wonderful orange blossom and powder scent. Beautiful. If you get a chance to try this, if you like orange blossom and you like powdery scents, this is a surefire winner. It's a really beautiful orange blossom in this. The orange blossom is just beautiful. In 2nd place, we're going to have to go with the amande. This is very nice. It's very beautiful, and it's a grab and go fragrance for me. This is a wonderful clean scent, like fresh out of the shower. It's magnificent. I highly recommend if you like almond scents and you like tonka bean. This is fantastic. And my number 1 would have to be the one that I can't pronounce, Oilette, and this is the Carnation. This is just so beautiful, and this is so unique. It's like nothing I have in my collection, and I really haven't smelled anything that smells like this. A powdery carnation fragrance. You know, this is just with anise and that neroli. Oh, it's just so beautiful. Hello. So as I was saying, the Carnation is my favorite of the line. It's really sophisticated. It is something that a businesswoman could wear. It's something a young girl could wear. It's very versatile. And this is my number 1. So this one is overlooked a lot. I think that you should definitely try this if you've never smelled it before and you're a fan of the Infusion line from PRADA. Definitely try to smell this one, and it's beautiful. So thank you. Bye.